I'm in the kitchen this afternoon getting dinner ready while Taj has his last nap. This is one of my favourite clean meals, especially for Steve. He hates kale, and I think kale is a really great source of iron and protein, especially if you're a vegetarian, and also fibre. And the more green leaves we can get in our system, the better. So spinach and kale is something I always have every single day. But with kale, I find that I have to either hide it in a smoothie or hide it in a meal to get Steve to eat it because he thinks it tastes disgusting, which I actually quite like it. But anyway, so we're making a healthier version of a shepherd's pie. So I've got my mince here, it's just beef mince. And I found this in Coles the other day. It's organic, it's free range grass-fed beef, which is amazing. But once again, you can use turkey mince, pork mince, chicken mince, whatever floats your boat. I say that every episode, don't I? Large sweet potato, carrot I'm also gonna hide in the mince. With the kale, I just chop it up really finely and mix it in with the mince, and he never even notices it. So this might actually be a great option for kids as well. I love onion, red and white, I have both. I've got my high protein cheese for on top. I use my barbecue seasoning just for some extra flavoring. Keep an eye out because I am doing a second release of the barbecue seasoning. This time there's gonna be no chilies, so hopefully it won't be too much longer and that will be ready. I always add a bit of pink Himalayan salt and pepper just for some more flavor. And you need a grater for your cheese and a knife for your stuff. So I'm gonna cook up my onion first. I add onion to a lot of my meals. It can hurt babies' tummies, so while I was breastfeeding, I didn't have a lot of it, but it definitely just adds so much more flavor, I find, to every meal. Steve loves garlic too, so that's another thing. There's no rules with this. If you want some coriander or some garlic or any other herbs or spices to make it suit your taste buds more, then go for it. This is just what I do. I'm a pretty plain and simple eater, but you can definitely have whatever you like. Scooby's eating the raw onion, isn't he? Just let that simmer for a little bit. So you just want to chop this as finely as you can, so it literally will just blend into the mince. And they'll never know what. Well, now Steve's gonna know, so I'm sure he'll still eat it because it tastes amazing. But definitely I try to do as finely as possible. And the carrot as well. Oh, you also want to preheat your oven. 180 degrees, and then I let it cook for probably, I cook the mince before it goes in the oven, but I probably leave it in the oven for about 20 minutes so the cheese kind of melts on top and goes all crispy. Bit of pink Himalayan salt and pepper, bit of my barbecue seasoning. So once your mince is pretty much cooked through, then you can just stir through the onion as well. I'm gonna go back in the oven, so if it's not completely cooked, is totally A-okay. A-okay. So now with my pan of onion and mince, I'm simply gonna put all my greens and carrot in there, mix it around. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the sauce. Nearly forgot the goods. So I don't use a sauce, I just use a whole tin of tomatoes, diced, or you can even use fresh tomatoes if you like. I just like to put all these in a pot and kind of bring them to a simmer, and that creates my sauce. Oh yeah. So just pour that into the pan. And if it's all tomatoes, then you know that there's nothing else added, which is really great. So in the pan, I'm just squashing all the tomatoes to make it a thick liquid. Any health food store will sell organic tinned tomatoes, but like I said, you can use fresh tomatoes if you like. So that's all it's gonna need for that one. I'm gonna pop that in to my pan. So I'm just mixing this all around together. All right, now I'm gonna put this at the base of my container that I'm putting the shepherd's pie into. Now I've got my sweet potato here, which I've just been mashing together. Looks like little worms that go through the holes. Whee! Now with traditional mashed potato, I think a lot of people put milk and butter, more cheese, sour cream. I just use the sweet potato. So you could put a little bit of almond milk or something in it if you want to make it a little bit more runny, I suppose. But I just find it doesn't need it. Pop that on top of it. Like I said, I do feel really lame doing these videos sometimes because I'm not a very good cook, but hey, if one person gets a yummy healthy meal out of it, then it's worth my while. So that's that bit done. Now I just need to grate my cheese. Be careful not to grate your fingers, please. And then get your cheese and simply sprinkle on top. You can be as generous or as tight as what you like. All right, tiny bit of seasoning on top. A little bit more flavor. And then we pop it in the oven, it's all done. My house smells amazing. So I've left this in here for about half an hour. I don't think you can really overdo it. Oh, it seriously smells that good. So there you have it. It's a healthier version of the shepherd's pie. Now simply chop it up, serve with a side salad if you like, or just take the whole thing and eat it yourself.